In this video, I will teach you how to export your leads from Sales Navigator to HubSpot by using a software as a service that I have covered in this channel before called TexAu. TexAu is an automation tool that is much different than Zapier, Make, NAN, and others, in which it focuses on certain services and it does really well what it does. Today, I will teach you how to take all the leads from a list and export them to HubSpot seamlessly, relatively easy, without much manual work. Now, if you don't know what Sales Navigator is, LinkedIn own service that allow you to find leads from different companies. If you are in marketing, sales, or if you're building a SaaS or anything along those lines, you know how important leads are, and Sales Navigator can be a really good source of those leads. The challenging part is that this service or this software doesn't include any type of automations. You have to think outside the box to be able to get your leads outside of Sales Navigator into your CRM, which in this case is HubSpot. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do today. That being said, I will ask you for two things. Number one, please click the like button if you like this video. Number two, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's jump in. Let me show you exactly how to do the setup and how to make it work. All right, here we are in Sales Navigator. And if you have never used Sales Navigator before, I will give you a quick overview of how to use it. If you have, skip forward and make sure that you watch the second portion of this video. This will only take a minute or two. So Sales Navigator allows you to find almost any company in the world, at least those that are listed on LinkedIn. So in this case, we're going to search for Data Button, which is the company that I want to add to my list. And it's as easy as clicking save and adding it to the list. Now you can create lists for companies and you can create lists for leads. And the leads are the employees that work for those companies. You don't necessarily have to do it for a person that works for a company, but in my use case, I want to do it for the people that work in those companies because I want to reach out to them and see how I can get perks to you guys. There is brand new service or membership that I'm working on, and I want to offer you as much value as possible. So that's my use case in this. So here I have added that button to the list of companies, and now I would be adding some people from the team into a list of leads. So I'm going to save the marketing director and the customer success. We have some people that work in customer success, and I want to add them because I will start messaging some of them and trying to see who can help me or whether or not they are even interested in something like this. So product growth and community, again, we're going to add her. Customer service, customer success. I think the head of growth would be perhaps interested. Co-founder, maybe the co-founder would be good. I would think that they're busy. So this is definitely something that I can start from the bottom. All right, I think you get the point. I got Sales Navigator here. We are going to add one more, and that would be emergent. SH. All right, here we have it. Again, we're going to save the company to the list. Grow consultant, definitely. Product manager, marketing. I don't think product manager would be appropriate, but we'll do it anyways. Just because I'm going to start from the bottom. I have designers and engineers, definitely not people that I want to be contacting about this. Definitely as a last resort, the co-founders and CEOs, but I think this is a low-level task that can be handled by somebody else. All right, we got everything we need here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to leads, and this is where we have the lead list. We're going to open the lead list. We're going to copy the link. And as you can see, we have a whole bunch of leads there. Now we're going to go on the workflow builder. And if you don't have a TexAu account, I would encourage you to open one. It is a paid service, but it's well worth it, in my opinion. And I believe that you will get the most out of it, especially if you use LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, of course, as Reddit, YouTube, Product Hunt. There is a lot of data that you can extract from these places. And that data can become leads for your business. What you want to do is once you are in your TexAu account, and if you don't have one, I will leave the link down in the description below. It won't cost you extra, but it will give me some money to continue this channel. It gets expensive. But once you are in your account, and you will want to go to workflows, and you're going to click on Sales Navigator. Here for Sales Navigator, you want to go to the Sales Navigator list export, and you want to add that node here. Double click on top, and the list link that we extracted, and you're going to paste it there. Click on the check mark, close this, and now for the next step, what we're going to do is we are going to go to integrations, we're going to go to HubSpot. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a company so we can link that company later on back to the contact. So we're going to make sure that we're matching everything how it's supposed to go. So the company name goes on company name, company domain. That's the company website. Let's see what else. I think there's a country field. No, there's no country field. Website. I believe there is a LinkedIn. Nice. A Sales Navigator. All right. We got the website. So company website. And I think that's pretty much it from what we can add. So we're going to save this and we're going to create on the next one, which is going to be create a contact. And for the creating a contact, we're going to add the contact company. It's going to be the same one that was created on the second step. I don't think there is a contact email. They're already named. Yep. Okay, so we got the first name. We got the last name. City. I think there's that data there. Profile ID, profile location, thumbnail. Okay. Pretty sure we got job title somewhere in here. Yep, job title. Profile URL. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me double check. Profile ID, location. All right, we're going to cut it there. All right. And now what we're going to do is we are going to rename this. We're going to name it today's day, Saturday, June 7th. Ideally, you probably want to run this on a schedule. So if you want to run on a schedule, you can set up the schedule so you can run it at regular intervals, once a day, every day, days of the week, days of the month, so on and so forth. It's up to you. But we're going to only run it once because there are some modifications that I will want to do later on, and we will talk about some of those just a little bit. You can view the run history. So if you run this more than once, you can view it here, and you can view the logs here, and you can add a desktop for non-social runs. I am actually using my desktop proxy for this, so we're going to leave it as it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to run it. We're going to let it run here for a few moments. As you can see, it's running on the first one right here. And you can also see it on the logs as well at the bottom. Now it's creating companies. It's going through the rows of data. We're going to let it go for a little bit before we start looking in my HubSpot account. While it's doing that, let me actually open HubSpot. All of this is data that have been taken from Sales Navigator. So, right. And okay, it's done creating companies. Now he's going through the contacts. One thing I see is that it was 24 contacts, 24 companies. That means that he created a company per contact. So there might be duplicates. Okay, definitely duplicates. That's an issue. I'm going to delete them manually, but just keep in mind that this is an issue that you might run into in the future. All right. It also reveals that there are some people that actually have marked that they work for two companies, and okay, we got to merge it there. And that might be an issue. That wasn't something that I ran into before. It's just for your awareness. All right, let's take a look. I'm going back to the workflow. It looks like it's done and the execution is completed. It only took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's see how it went with the contacts. No duplicates. Fortunately, we also look like it didn't add the right companies. That might be a setup issue. Yeah. Okay. So just fortunately, after looking around for a little bit, it doesn't look like there is actually a way to prevent from duplicates. I might be wrong, but I still believe that this is one of the simplest ways that you can take leads from Sales Navigator straight into HubSpot. Now, HubSpot is not the only place that you can export these leads. As you can see here, you can send them to Google Sheets. You can download them as a CSV file, which if you go to Sales Navigator, that requires you to actually have, well, actually, there's no way here to export these leads as a CSV. It's actually on the enterprise plan, which costs hundreds of dollars per month. You can also send them to Hunter, Pipedrive, Active Campaign, Go High Level, Drop Contact, Lemlist, Close CRM, Reply, Smart Lead, Snuff, Mailshake, Direct Mail, and lastly, Instantly. So you have a whole bunch of other places where you can send your leads to other than HubSpot. If I wasn't using HubSpot and my software wasn't listed in this specific list of integrations, I would send it to one of two places. I will either download it as a CSV because most other CRMs will have a CSV import. That will still be faster than copying and pasting every single lead from Sales Navigator into my CRM. Or I will send them to Google Sheets and do an automation with Zapier, Make, NAN, Public Connect, or any other automation tool to import these leads into my CRM automatically. I would think that both of those ways are going to be acceptable for most companies out there, and especially if you're trying to save time so you can start your outreach as soon as possible. That being said, this is the end of this tutorial. I really hope that you like the tutorial for today. It's a little bit different than what we typically cover. I am personally trying to figure this out on my own. So I figured that once I figure it out, I will let others know, because there are not many tutorials out there that teach you how to get your leads off of Sales Navigator into, in my case, specifically HubSpot. So I figured that I create that tutorial to help you achieve that. That being said, if you believe that I deserve the like, please consider liking this video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on the next video.